Hello class, welcome to our 6th grade math lesson via from home, library, school, wherever you are. Today we're going to be talking about how we can use a graph to show the relationship between independent and dependent variables. First off, I'd like to start with a simple line graph. And we can see where our x-axis and our y-axis goes. First thing you want to do is you want to label your x-axis, and it goes on the horizontal line, and you want to label your y-axis that goes on the vertical line. Now I'm going to jot down a few plots so we can point and determine where they go on our graph. So if I have, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's do 5, 5. How can we plot these on our graph? Our x-axis is going to be the first ones. And our y-axis would be this side of the parentheses. When we use our x-axis as our independent variable, we're going to move to the right one time, because there's 1, and we're going to go up 2 because in the y there's 2. So let's do this together. 1, the plot is 1, 2. So we're going to start from 0. We're going to move to the 1 spot over because it's 1, and we're going to go up 2. And we're going to plot our point right there, and we can jot that down. The next example is 3, 4. Over 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we can write that down right here. And our last one is 5, 5. We're going to move over to the right 5 times, and we're going to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is just a quick example of how to jot down our points using the x and y axis. Now, let's take a real-world example and how we can analyze the variables in a graph. Let's say, for example, for every 5 text messages you sent, it was 10 cents. 5 texts is 10 cents. I know that's not the case nowadays. Nowadays it's unlimited, but let's just take this for example. So, what variables can we use? We have the number of text messages and your cents, which is the billing. That's your bill. And this would be number of texts. So 1 is my independent variable, and 1 is my dependent variable. Can you guess which one's my independent and which is my dependent? Okay, so you haven't guessed yet. My independent variable is going to be number of texts, which is always going to be changing, and my dependent variable is my bill, which is dependent, is affected by your independent change. So let's make a graph about this. We can label our graph phone bill. And then our x-axis would be number of texts. And our y-axis would be your bill. So put amount of phone bill. Okay. So we can start from 0. We can do 5, 10, 15, 20, and we'll go up to 25. Then these are going to be in cents. So you can do cents parentheses. And then go up from 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Okay, So for every 5 texts I send is 10 cents. So let's jot that down. Every 5 texts is 10 cents. If I go up 5 text messages, it would be 20 cents. And 15 text messages would be 30 cents. 20 text messages would be 40 cents. And 25 text messages would be 50 cents. So the graph that we created is a positive correlation. So what is another way that we can analyze our independent and dependent variables? Well, we can use a function table as such. We can label our number of texts, which is our independent variable, with M for your messages. So number of text messages. And our dependent variable on our y-axis is amount of phone bill, represented by B. So it could be amount of phone bill. Okay. So for 5 text messages, it is 10 cents. Like this one. 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents, and 40 cents. And this is how I got this information, is that I use an equation, 0.02 M equals B. So if I write down 0.2, and I put in my M, which equals 10 cents. Do you see how this works? You plug in your independent variable and you're going to get your dependent variable. We can also do the same thing. Let's use 20. So 0.02, you multiply that by 20, and you get 40 cents. Alright, great job. So this is just a quick example of a real world situation of how we use independent and dependent variables in real life. So I want you to remember that the independent variable is the one that is always changing, and your dependent variable is affected by that change. So in this mini lesson, we analyzed a graph that showed these relationships, and if you have any questions for tomorrow's lesson, you can come up and ask me. But I hope you enjoyed our mini lesson for today, and have a good night.